If parts of your body tingle when you hear an engine rev, if the hair on the back of your neck stands up when you hear tires squeal, then you've found your new home. This is the Revved Up Garage Cast, containing more testosterone than your listening device can handle. Loud, crazy, but a hell of a lot of fun. Let's do it. You're listening to the Revved Up Garage Cast. Now your hosts, Steven, Mark, and Eddie.
Steven Sickles, Revved Up Garage Cast. I believe this is our 24th episode. We're doing it sort of improv from the MWFA nightclub here. So you're going to get a little bit of music, a little bit of background noise. Jason and Kai are painting Devin Schmidt's van. Here with Devin Schmidt, Marles.
Has the podcast started? Yeah. I didn't hear the guy. If you like revved up cars, and where's that at? Where's he at?
That's afterwards.
Oh.
I put that in.
Oh.
That's in the editing stage.
I was scooting over because I thought he was coming. All right, continue.
Well, I'm glad to know that you listened to the whole podcast, but you at least heard the intro.
Yeah, I listened to the first 10 seconds.
That's the best part. That was the most professional part of our podcast. After that, it does go downhill a little bit.
It does sound very
I usually turn it off right around when he says, I'm Steven Sickles. I'm like, that's it.
Yeah, that's okay. So, we're here, I guess we have Cash on the Hood tomorrow with Jason Sauer, but tonight we're here celebrating them painting Devin's van. Tell us what's going on, Devin.
Well, we're getting this thing ready to go down to South Carolina, building it up in Pennsylvania and driving it down there. Did the same thing last year, didn't get the run, but now we're out here painting it. I'm going to daily it up until then.
So last year it actually almost worked.
Almost.
You made it the whole way to South Carolina, and then what happened?
We went to move a wiring harness, like from where we went to move behind the rad support, and must have just broke a wire somewhere. We messed with it for hours. Had everybody there and just couldn't get it going.
The MWFA class, you're not supposed to move wiring, so I think that's what he gets for trying to be a cheater.
Like, I was cheering for him because he made the whole journey wearing a Clutch Marles t-shirt. And I was like, who's this guy wearing my shirt? He's driving cross country to go smash a car?
I think he was making the TikToks of him driving too, and they kept getting put down.
Yeah.
TikTok doesn't like you driving in their videos.
I think it was a lot of the music too kept getting it shut off.
Okay, well, we might get shut down for this. Now we're allowed to sort of do what we want, I think. But I see they did the Jetsons space stuff. Did that really? Where'd that come from?
Well, we're going to a Monster Jam thing with Todd Keebs, his group tomorrow. They do a theme every time they go out somewhere, and the theme for that is wigs in space. So we figured we'd paint this up and we'll take it out there tomorrow.
Better tighten up piercing here. But I don't know if it's gonna work. These tables don't like these clamps. What's up, Jason?
They spell
You.
Devin.
What's up?
Spell your last name.
SCHMIDT.
It's on the back window if you need a reminder.
It is on the back window.
That's a weird way to spell SHIT.
Yeah, I know.
I still get I had a kid add me yesterday on Snapchat. He's like, "Are you Steven Sickles from TikTok?" And I'm like, "I'm Steven Sickles. I mean, I'm from Earth, but you know."
Yeah.
We'll start off with that. But
Now we're from space.
he proceeds. He's like, "The best thing ever was when your team beat Devin Smith's team."
Yeah.
You guys didn't even face each other, did you?
We ran in the feature against each other, but technically sort of with each other. So it was anticlimactic. We tried to set up a one-on-one, like, little grudge match, but I don't know whatever really happened with that. A dead man in the fall.
Yeah, not 100% sure, but maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe. I think he actually chickened out in the fall. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, you caught me.
He said something about he didn't have time because he spent like 3 months putting his cage in his cutlass or something.
Yeah, the last 3.5 minutes.
Well, luckily you didn't go up to Pete's till right before, or else it would have even took longer.
Yeah. We did about half the work in one night.
Plus, you're really quiet for you.
There's too much going on in the headphones. You can't think.
Yeah, there's a lot of voices here, and you know, for those that are watching at home, I'm in a spacesuit.
So we don't have the camera, so we're going to be listening at home.
Do you usually have a camera?
Yes, we do have a camera sometimes. The camera's actually there, but sorry.
Now, you guys, Steven, you've come down to my way and ran compacts. Why do you think the style of builds of compacts is so different between Pennsylvania? Because I've looked at your guys' compacts and they're stout, and I thought our compacts were stout.
So I think the gap is really just that you've only came over here and stuck your nose in sort of bigger shows. You go down to that smaller level, it's still a lot of stock compacts, or at least it should be. Some of the promoters try to bring that big level of compacts to the fairs, and it just doesn't seem to work. That's just because you came over here and you've seen Final Confrontation and you've seen Dead Man, but you haven't seen the Fayette County Fair, for example.
Like, you guys are spending 6 months to build a compact, and it's like I built my Blizzard Bash full size in like a month and a half.
No, that's this guy.
Yeah, I'm a slacker.
I will admit, like, I was going to run King of Ohio this year in a full-size class, and if I was going to do that, I wanted to start in, like, November, but the compacts, most of the Camrys I run, we build in, like, 2-3 days.
That King of Ohio, I asked Dustin, I said, does the winner get a crown or a scepter or a robe? And he's like, no. And I was like, what's the winner get for King of Ohio? And he's like, we got a trophy. He's like, that's not enough.
I do think the trophies used to resemble a crown, though.
Yeah, but having, like, dude, I want the key to the city if I win. Like, I'm going to be telling people to bow down.
I mean, if it fills up and you get paid $50,000, you'd be able to tell some people in the Derby world to bow down, for sure. I mean, and that, I don't know that I like a lot of what goes, like, I sort of like the format, but then I sort of don't. Like, it works out good in the East, but the feature's the same old politics to me. But that chance of winning that highest paying Derby, like, sort of gets bigger.
Yeah.
If I were to win 50,000, I think I'd have to stop derbying, because how do you beat that?
You have to wait for another promoter to come out with a bigger show, and then you're sort of SOL. But maybe that's what I need, so I can retire, and then, like, my body might actually like me a little bit more.
Yoga.
People
make fun of me, but you come find me before I run. I'm on the ground. I'm stretching. I'm doing poses.
People make fun of us. Me and Halman, we're always stretching. But we're not doing like the downward dog and stuff.
Oh, the first time I did it, like I did it at Blizzard Bash during the drivers' meeting. I was sitting on the ground. I had my arms all laid out. Some guy's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm about to be in a car fight. I'm gonna limber up."
I 1000% believe you, because back in my pre-fat days, I like go back and forth. I get fat, then I get a little bit slimmer, then I get back to fat. But one of my things back in like 2010, I did that P90X, I think it used to be called.
Yeah.
And I think Thursdays it might have been was yoga day. And me and my buddy, we'd do the P90X course, and then we'd go up to the local community center in West Virginia University and we'd play basketball. Well, on them days that I did yoga, I shit you not, like, I was a whole different animal. Like, you just are much more limber and free.
Didn't they ban the P90X or something like that?
I don't think. I mean,
maybe I'm thinking of Stacker.
You're thinking of some sort of supplement.
Remember Stacker?
Stacker was like the fat burner you go to the gas station.
Yeah, you'd be watching like Comedy Central at like 2 a.m. and it was nothing but Stacker commercials.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was like just the equivalent to like 5-hour energy drink with like something in. Shouldn't have been in there.
Yeah, man.
Well, a lot of weight burners have controlled meth in them. It did start to get banned. There was one called Oxy Elite Pro back in the day. It was some good stuff. I mean, pretty sure it was Adderall relabeled, and then to the public, it was a no-go after a while.
Once it gets banned, they just change the name of it and keep selling it.
And they change like one of the 1,000 ingredients, like a little bit. But a lot of that stuff isn't regulated. People put it in their body.
What do they got going on over there?
Sound like Hank Jr. still passed out. I thought maybe he woke up.
Nope,
but,
snoozing.
oh, we got a nice crew here tonight. We got, if I look to my right, we got TJ and Frank talking about something. You never know how that's going.
Well, Frankie's
Shannon's
registration
taking a picture
opened.
of us with Clutch in a spacesuit.
Frankie's registration opened tonight for one of his shows, so they were
Yeah.
probably checking in on that.
The NASA suit sort of reminds me of, you remember Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, like what is it? Goku? Or
Oh yeah,
something?
Goku, Gohan, all them. Kakarot or whatever his name
I got a
was.
chrome
It's been a
one.
while.
So Devin's got a chrome suit, and tomorrow we plan on driving around town in this. And
This old space
he
themed
actually
van.
just registered that van legally yesterday because I'm like, dude, you need to register that before we go to jail.
Probably
Yeah.
Do you take toll roads on the way here?
No tolls on the way.
No tolls. You took your time then.
Dude, I keep getting tolls sent to my house that I'm like, where did I cross this at? There's
I had to
Like a-
just unfortunately I had to link my bank account to my Easy Pass because like ever since they went Pennsylvania is all like cash. It's all toll by mail. Dude, the one time I like finally got my tolls, they were like threatening to take my car trailer because I owed like $1,800.
Yeah.
It's awful. I mean, it is the most crooked system there is. Like, you can get through a toll that's like $7. If you don't pay it in like 60 days, it's like $94.
damn.
I can show you how to avoid that,
So-
but I can't tell you.
That's why I asked if you went to toll roads.
So back home, we had a toll bridge, and I found out that when you go across the line where they take your picture, if you get in the other lane, since in Indiana we got our license plates just on the back, if you get in the other lane, the camera thinks you're coming the opposite way, and it takes a picture of the front of your car. So you just kind of swerve over.
Yeah.
And within a year, they shut down that toll bridge and just made it a regular bridge. So I like to think I was part of that.
Random thought. I've always thought about doing this stuff over Demolition Derby. I know you thought similar things with the magic tricks with the red flag on a red flag. Have you ever thought about like messing, like truly messing with other drivers, like squirt guns, smoke bombs, like all that good stuff?
So
Yeah.
I seen one derby where a guy had crazy string. But the thing with that, man, if it touches headers, you know how flammable that is.
Yeah. Well,
But-
that's why I was worried about the smoke bombs, but I don't have my ADD. I just saw a banana peel on the top of his van, and I'm thinking of Mario Kart, like throwing banana peels at people in the middle of a derby just to mess with them.
So my wife just got this GMC Acadia, and in the back it's got like the red, white, yellow, like the old 3 plug-in for a game system, and it's got a receptacle there. So before we left the house, I grabbed my old Nintendo 64, I took it out to the car, I plugged it in, hit power, it came on. We don't have the remote for the DVD player, so we can't get the screen to come on. But I was like, we got the new entertainment. Once I get a DVD remote, I'm like, next time we're at Sturgis and it's pouring down rain, we'll just get in the car and play Mario Kart.
I saw you were talking about steering wheel locks due to her age. Does she remember Nintendo 64?
Probably not. Dude, like, she seriously sent me a picture of a steering wheel lock, and she goes, what is this? Everybody at work's talking about it. And I told her, my reply was, thank you, I've been lacking content, and you just gave me some.
Yeah, you made it easy on me.
And she's like, and I'm being 100% serious. And I was like, I started driving in 2006. I'm like, we didn't have those. I'm like, yes, I know what they are because, it's a part of vehicular history.
I pick up junk cars that are older, so sometimes we still see them. Speaking of that, I just posted on my TikTok a little bit ago. I want to start a TikTok series about junk cars, and I want it to be like sort of like the experience in junk car finds.
Yep.
So I'll tell you guys a story. I haven't told anyone yet. Yesterday, I picked up a 2004 Ford Explorer. I don't want to get too into details. I mean, I doubt they'll ever listen to this. But the woman on the way there, I call her and she's like, "Oh, you're early," and I'm like, "That's normally a good thing. Like I'm on time, but we'll say early." She says, "I have a lot of garbage in this Explorer," and I'm like, "That's not a big deal. Like I don't really worry about that. Half the time I'm just junking it. Sometimes you find some good stuff, and I'm like, don't worry about the garbage." She's like, "No, I have a lot of garbage in this Explorer."
Yeah.
So I pull up to this Explorer. I shit you not. There's 6 bags so far. 6 of the big black hefty bags. There's 2 totes full of good stuff. I'm like, okay, you can leave the rest. Like seriously, don't worry about it. I'm just dropping off the junk. She's like, okay. She's like, but if you find my brother, let me know.
Whoa.
I swear to God. So she says, in cleaning this van out, she's like, my brother is somewhere in this van, and then not Van Explorer, in her. I'm like, okay, you need to find him because I'm not looking for him. Like, I think he misunderstood me. I dropped the van off at the junkyard. I'm not going through this thing.
Yeah.
I don't like man.
So, like, I strip cars for other people because I found out a lot of people don't want to strip their own car. So they will pay good money to have you gut it for them.
Yeah, I went through like cycles where I don't want to do it just because I don't want the mess in my garage sometimes.
Yeah.
I never knew how many people had diabetes because I'm taking these cars apart and I'm just finding needles everywhere. So,
Okay.
you know, the diabetic people,
It's very prevalent. Normally they're hidden in like
like
Yeah.
they're just,
used and hidden.
like, don't stick your hand down in the seat.
And
You
it
ever
always seems
find
like
the
it's
burnt-looking spoons with them?
yeah. It always
Yeah.
looks like you're.
Like you might try to make a marshmallow, like heat up a marshmallow for a s'more and didn't have a fork.
Yeah, to get their sugar level up. But anyways, get back to the urn. I'm not done with this story yet. So I'm like, you gotta look for this thing. Her husband comes outside and says, don't worry, honey, I got your brother. I'm like, oh, thank God. So I'm like, I don't know how to take this. I get back to the shop and I tell the workers, it's still random driven. I'm like, pull that thing in there. And I'm like, oh, by the way, she told me she might have lost her brother in here. So, like, if you see ashes anywhere, meanwhile, she must have been a smoker her whole life. There's ashes everywhere. My one worker, Corey, he's like, I'm not touching anything.
Remember that scene in Joe Dirt when he like cremated the dog and tied his urn to the window, the rear window mirror, and drove across the country with him just swaying back and forth?
Yes. So, I think it could be a good TikTok series. I don't know. If I stick with it. I have all these ideas and then I just like don't have time.
I find some stuff in them junk cars, but I never find someone's brother.
No, I haven't either. I was hoping that I didn't.
Like my biggest thing when I'm stripping cop cars, I always find bullets.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I told her that I wouldn't have looked through it, but the curiosity would have got to me. But so then today, the story today, we picked up a Ford Flex. You ever see the little stickers on the back of the window? Mm-hmm. These mofos had 10 kids and 3 dogs. Like, it had the 2 adults, 10 little kids, and 3 dogs.
Well, that doesn't mean that all 10 kids lived.
That's true. That's a lot of procreating.
Dude, I seen a commercial once. It's on YouTube, and this lady's crying, and she's like, "Tell me, did my kid survive?" And the firefighter walks to the back of her car, peels off one of the kids, and says, "You don't need this anymore."
Grim. This is so grim. But I think like stories like that. I don't know. I found some pretty bad stuff. We're not going to talk about it in cars.
I've never found anything cool.
I found. I'm sure you'll get the point. But there was an elderly lady one time, and she must have been lonely.
Oh, I do have something. I have a story.
I'm telling you, this toy was like 12 inches long.
Granny got down.
Yeah, and I mean she's in her 70s.
So I stripped this Lincoln Continental from Texas, and in the trunk, I guess this car must have been an old like mailman's car, because in the trunk I found like a trash bag full of Spanish newspapers, all from 2020, like January 2020, and I got like 20 of these newspapers, and I'm waiting to find someone that I don't like, and just every week put the same fucking Spanish newspaper in their mailbox and just wait and see if they notice.
You haven't found anything interesting, Devin? Nothing that like sticks out?
Off the top of the head, not really. I found a bunch of stuff before, but
found a
nothing
pistol.
crazy.
I called the guy and he's like, "Oh yeah, I did leave that in there," and I like grabbed it with like a junk rag and didn't touch it. Like made him come get it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
Find a lot of tools.
Man,
Tools, fluids.
I can't remember when I first started getting into derby, and I found down West Virginia. I bought a car off of a gentleman. I thought he was joking. He's like, I played for the Carolina Panthers, and he was telling me about how they used to have. I want to say it's Luke Keckley, or like he was a Pro Bowl linebacker, but he was like, I bought this car off of him. And like I didn't think he was being serious, and then I like did some research and found like the car was from North Carolina, and then I found a whole bunch of Panthers memorabilia in it. I thought that was pretty cool. That was like, I can't remember the player's name. He was a linebacker. That was pretty cool. We don't want to keep this going too long because we don't want to miss the party. Looks like they're wrapping up here on this side, the Jetsons. On the other side, Spaceballs. When was the last time you watched that movie?
I've never seen it.
I've never seen
Never?
it.
You two have never seen Spaceballs?
No.
Dude, it was a year or two ago. I finally sat down and watched all the Star Wars.
Never watched that
I wasn't
either.
impressed. It was
This
okay.
is like, what's the movies where they like make fun of other movies? So
Like a parody?
Yeah, so Spaceballs is like the best Star Wars parody.
Well, it's probably the only one, ain't it?
I mean, it might. No, there was just one on. Never mind. Never mind.
That was. I think I've seen that one.
Princess Leia was.
Jabba the Hutt.
That's when she got real dirty.
Yeah.
But we're gonna wrap it up. Revved Up Garage Cast is nice chatting with both of you guys. Maybe we'll get you back on here one day in a setting that's a little bit more intimate.
Yeah. Tomorrow we are doing Cash on the Hood. That'd be fun.
Oh, Cash on the Hood is always a blast. You'll go from this that's sort of like thrown together to professional.
I really wish you had a spacesuit because if the three of us walked in spacesuits and didn't tell Jason that we were all dressing alike, he'd be like, "What are you guys doing?"
There got to be a costume store around here
So I
somewhere.
told Devin, I was like, that just doesn't look that good. Especially his.
I've never seen a fat astronaut now that you mention it.
I don't think he could be a fat astronaut. I haven't seen many astronauts. I'm one of them people like, we'll go there real quick. I don't think we've ever been to the moon.
That's what I was about to say. What do you guys think? You think we landed on there?
Nah,
You think there's aliens?
probably.
I think there's other organisms that we don't know what they
We're
are.
about to start the podcast over. We got a whole another one that we got hours.
How much
worth of.
time we got here? We got Revved Up episode 25 coming at you. Went straight from 24 to 25.
Yeah, be like, man, I think the government's hiding stuff.
That's what I was waiting. I told you earlier you were being way too quiet.
Well, you just didn't ask me about aliens.
I just didn't prime you enough.
I want to know. We went to the moon. We landed in the moon. What was it? Like mid-year 1969. We haven't been back to the moon since. Why have we not gone back to the moon?
It doesn't make sense to me.
And
Like,
if we landed there, why haven't we gone back? And someone asked Buzz Aldrin that once, and someone filmed him saying they told us not to come back. And it's like, who told you? And then he like brushed it off. He did a Joe Biden, just walked off mumbling something.
like even when they did leave, who was the one controlling the camera? Like,
Yeah.
Who filmed them fucking landing
that's
on
what I'm
it?
saying. Like, there's just so many pinholes. And
I watched Survivor Man where he sets his camera up and then walks away from it and then's got to come back and get it. Like there was, and why did they have a direct satellite image of the spaceship landing? And there's parts of Indiana where I don't get cell phone service.
very true. At my shop, if you have AT&T, if you have Verizon, you're screwed.
Yeah, I got Verizon. I've been to your shop. Like,
Yep. You're innocent. You got to hook onto the Wi-Fi and have a career.
like I got so many questions for the government.
That was bonus content. We're not going to do a whole other episode. We'll get you back at another time. Revved Up out. Thank you guys for being on here.
You've been listening to the Revved Up Garage Cast. If it's motorsports and life, we're talking about it. The guys have over 30 years combined experience and a lot of winning. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, you can find us on Facebook at Revved Up GarageCast. Listen wherever you get your podcast at Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. Y'all be cool, and we'll see you next time on Revved Up GarageCast.